What's up? It's Gabe Davis, and you're tuned in to the Second Win podcast. I don't know. It's just I understood it. Like, I knew, like, Gabe, you're not where you want to be for a reason. So it's like you got to put the time and you got to put the work in now to be able to live a happy life after. This ain't going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have to sacrifice literally everything.
You had games in the league already where you have gone federal. The Steelers game where you one-handed catching touchdowns over first-team all-pro dudes. Like, you taking 98 yards to the house. Like, describe that cerebral mindset when you're on the field.
So we see the safeties down low, and I'm like, oh, man, this should have touchdown, bro.
Way down the field. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be 98 yards.
So Josh goes, I don't care where Meek is at, I'm throwing it up. I go, okay, cool.
Trying to go deep to Davis. He pulled it in.
And there's not a lot of guys built like that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Being for the moment is very hard. So for you, like, how, like, that's just something you love, or that's just something that's natural for you?
I had a plan A and that was it. If you got a plan B, you're planning to fail. Another guy aside of me, like Diggs at the other position, that is, again, a dog and just a whole different type of mentality. And a lot of people don't understand him. Like, he's not a diva. You know what I'm saying? Diggs ain't a diva, he's a winner. We got all the pieces. We just got to put it together.
Before we get into the episode, I want to give a big shout out to all the people that show us love, all our supporters, all the subscribers. We can't do what we do here without you guys. And obviously, the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the pod gets. And, you know, we just want to tell you guys we really appreciate you. If you could do us a huge, huge favor, hit the subscribe button. That would mean the world to us. Also, we just dropped some Second Win merch. We got the fire trucker hats. We got the all black.
Yep.
We got the all white, and we got the black and white. So, you know what I'm saying? You can put it on backwards. You can put it on sideways. You can put it on front. It's fire with everything. Check the link in the description. Want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, HelloFresh. HelloFresh is the #1 meal kit in America. And one thing that I hate about cooking is taking an hour and a half to make the food and then eating it in 15 minutes. HelloFresh delivers fresh groceries right to your front door, and they make it easy to make. 15 minutes to make, 15 minutes to eat. So it's an even trade-off, which brings me to the next thing that I love about HelloFresh is you don't have to go to the grocery store and look for your food for an hour and a half. You don't have to stand in line. You don't have to take 30 minutes to go back home. By the end of the day, it's a 2-hour process. HelloFresh comes right to your front door, and it tastes great. If you want to try HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com/secondwin50 and get 50% off along with free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/secondwin50 and get 50% off. 50% off along with free shipping. Enjoy the show.
Second Win family, what's up? Back to you again with another episode of the Second Win podcast. Of course, I'm Jay Mills with Gio.
Gang.
And today, man, we had to pull up the Buffalo on my brother Gabe Davis, man, star wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills, man. We took the long haul, but, you know, had to come up here and, you know, get him right, man. But I'm glad to have you on the pod, brother. Thank you for joining, bro.
Travel 6 hours to come see me. Let's make something happen.
Of course, bro.
6 hours. Like, we appreciate you because, you know, camp starts real soon in a couple of days, and it's like, I know you busy and I know you locked in, but like you still made time to come.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
man.
Come on the show. So we really appreciate that, bro. Just starting off, like 9 times out of 10, how someone is, like they're curated from their environment, right? So growing up in Sanford, Florida, what was that like? And what does that area mean to you? Because you wear it on your chest, you know, talking to Jarvis, he always talks about how you rep it. What does it mean to you to be from there?
I mean, I feel like it just means everything for me, you know. That's the city I'm from. That's the city where I feel like I was made to be the man I am today. The biggest thing out of Sanford is the boys that I was around and played football with and grew up with. They taught me everything in life, the coaches. And, you know, I had a lot of father figures in life that were from there or lived there because I didn't have one. So just being able to have everything all in that one city, you know, made me fall in love with it. And that's where also my mom lived there when she was young too as well. Yeah. And just kind of like a generational thing.
Mm-hmm.
So how big was that for you when you got like the key to the city? Because I was just watching so many things on you yesterday. I'm just like, bro, your impact on Sanford is like insane. Of course, like we train together and you always rep Sanford. You got the tattoo, obviously, but like your impact on Sanford is really big. It's like you would go back and, you know, you would talk and like, bro, you got a key to the city. Like that's dope. Like how impactful is that for you?
It was crazy because I was like never that kid to like that was gonna be the star. I was never the one that people were looking at a young age like,
really?
Oh, this is the one.
Right.
Like this is the kid that's gonna do it. I remember I had a young coach when I was 9 years old, my first year, Coach Thompson. He told me I was a blue chipper. I was gonna be a kid who was gonna be able to play college ball and I was gonna make it in the long haul. And then I had like a father in me, Coach Moxley, who told me, you know, like without a doubt I'm going to the NFL, but no one ever looked at me as that guy. I was never that guy. I was the guy that was off to the side and the biggest thing I was taught at a young age, because I watched my mom do it, was just outwork everybody. So from then at 9 years old, and I thank God to this day, because I have no idea how I knew at 9 years old how to be like, I'm just going to outwork everybody and get to the NFL. And
Simple as that.
yes, and I wrote my mom a note. I said, Mom, I'll retire you, and I'm going to make it to the NFL. And, here we are today.
She's retired.
Man, she's
Oh,
good.
that's a
No, the
blessing.
thing is, she could be, but she don't even want to. She loves working, loves doing something. She can't sit around the house, because if she do, she's gonna be calling my phone too much.
Right.
She's so used, she's so locked into that mentality, like that grind mentality that she instilled in you. And she's like, you know what? I don't want to retire. I need to get to it.
No, for sure. I mean, my mom, the biggest thing with me, I remember when I was 9 years old, like I said, Mom, I don't want to play football no more. Like I was scared at the time, because once the guys put the pads on, it was a little bit bigger than usual.
Right. It's a little
Man.
different
It
then.
was like a little bit bigger than usual. So I was like, Mom, I don't want to play. And she walked that room, she came back, and she said, nah, you're going to go to practice. She said, because you quit now, you'll quit the rest of your life. And again, like I said, how I was able to understand that at 9, when she said that, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make the most of it. And now we're here today, so can't do nothing but thank her. And, she doesn't take credit for, the thanks that I give her, but she don't understand how big of a moment that is to be able to tell somebody that. And then, you just literally taught them life in just like a couple words.
Yeah.
And that's what she taught me, and that's how I go about life with everything.
No, you're definitely a true testament to that, bro. Because, like I said, you're one of the hardest workers I ever seen. So, everything came to fruition for you. So I'm proud. But, you growing up, you being the oldest of 3, and like you were saying, your mom being a single mother. We talked about it before, but you didn't have a lot growing up. Some times were tough for you. How big of impact was that on you to be the older brother and set the example, and try to be the man of the house? And like, how did that situation impact you growing up?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like, that's what motivated me to be where I'm at today, and I felt like being the older brother, feeling like the man of the house, at a young age, it was just like, I got to show my siblings what it's like, to be successful. And I gotta kind of pave that way and show them that, when times get tough, you just got to keep going, keep pushing, and you can be whoever you want to be. And that's my biggest message. Like, you can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You can be and do whatever you want, but the real question is, what are you going to do to sacrifice that, to be that? And I feel like that's where people get lost at, because they don't want to sacrifice everything for it. You know what I'm saying? I sacrificed everything for it. All the parties, all the fun stuff. Like, I knew me, I just knew I had to outwork everybody, and I knew what came with that, understood that at a young age, and was able to take that from then all the way until, again, now.
So did you look at that situation as pressure, or you just looked at it as like, yo, I got to do it. Like, this is what I got to do.
It was just felt like what I had to do. The same way my mom had to wake up at 7 a.m. and go work from 7 to 10 or 7 to 11.
Yeah.
Same thing she had to do is the same way I felt when it was like, okay, I gotta go get this money, because
Right.
I gotta be able to take care of my family.
And even to be that young, bro, like those sacrifices that, like you said, you had to make. Like, a lot of people aren't mature enough to even,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? A lot of people aren't mature enough to even realize, like, I got to sacrifice to get to where I want to be.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, I still don't understand how to this day, like how when I was 9 years old, I was like, I gotta sacrifice
Nah, for real.
everything for
Like,
this.
when you're a
Right.
kid, bro, when you're a kid, especially like, middle school, high school, all your
Yeah.
people is going, they partying, they hanging out, they going and doing whatever, going to the mall. It is so difficult to kind of be like, nah, I'm gonna go work out, or nah, I'm gonna go run routes, or nah, I'm gonna go do this. Like, to have that like mature mindset at that age is
hard.
like surreal. 'Cause
No,
I'm
it is
thinking
hard,
like when
bro.
I was that age, I was outside. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sliding, we going to this festival, we going to this carnival, we doing whatever. But like, I mean, it's a testament to you, and obviously, it paid off. Like, you where you supposed to be.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like I can say it and say it confidently, because I know if you ask anybody who knows me and knows what I'm about, they'll say the same thing. They know that I'm not out here, just saying stuff. Like, it's all true.
But that, bro, a 9-year-old, bro, just to even, like you said, and now, like, your brother plays, and, I watched so many things throughout the week, just like how your younger brother was just like, yo, like, it's one of the hardest workers I know. Like, my brother is that guy. Like, I learned everything from him. And I'm just like, damn, like,
beautiful.
You were that guy to really set the mold of like, yo, this is how you work. If you want to succeed and do this at the highest level, like, follow my footsteps. Like, that right there is a blessing by itself.
Yeah, I mean, my brother, I think he tore his ACL 3 times, had 4 surgeries.
Damn.
And he just posted a before and after picture of, after surgery, and then I think 7 months. It's been 7 months, and his body completely changed. And it's like, rehab work is a whole different kind of work, bro. Especially when you have to do it 3 times, 4 times
ACL
over.
Especially
too?
mentally too.
Yeah,
Like,
mentally.
coming
Yeah.
back is crazy.
Mentally. So it's crazy. And the biggest thing that was, And we have this. So I just opened up a gym, the Draft Academy, blah blah blah.
Congratulations on that, by the
Thank
way.
you, appreciate it.
Yep.
And we have this mental cognitive training business called Nestry that I'm ambassador for, and they scanned his brain, right? They scanned all of it, and they can tell you everything, how you perform in high pressure situations, your mood, how you are as a person, how you think about yourself, how you think about externally, whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fire.
And they scanned my brother's head, and obviously everything is his thoughts on himself. Everything he's about, and then you go back and you look, he had 3 ACL surgeries. You know what I'm saying? Or four surgeries towards ACL 3 times. He's sitting here thinking, man, can I do it? But he's still consistently going out there and trying to work to be the guy he wants to be. And that makes me so proud as the older brother, because it's like he's going through a lot, but yet he still's got that same mindset, like, I'm still going to work, I'm still going to sacrifice and give it all I got. Because at the end of the day, if he makes it or not, it's like, as long as you did that, Jordan, you're going to be successful in whatever you do.
Right. Because
physical work is tough, but you got the physical and you got the mental side of it that's really weighing you down. He's still working through it, still fighting. So shout out to him, love him, and happy he's doing what he's doing.
Not letting the circumstances define him. You
No,
know what I'm saying?
never.
Like you said, that's the formula, the key in life, regardless of football.
Yeah.
He's gonna be successful in whatever he do.
Yeah.
But he got, what I'm saying, he learned that from you, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
No, for
one
sure.
of my favorite sayings is, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Which is a fact.
So like, he's going into his rehab thinking like, I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna get after it.
Yep.
Even if whatever happens in life, he's gonna be able to use that same mentality to get to where he wants to be, right? Speaking of mentality, right? You were severely under recruited, in high school coming out. You end up going to UCF and you snap, right? But your coach talked about how there were times where other college coaches say he wasn't good enough to play here, he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. Did that like mindset of those college coaches, did that put a chip on your shoulder, like develop that like hungry dog mentality, like I'm gonna really get to it since people is doubting me type of thing?
I feel like I always had the chip on my shoulder when I was young, just because, again, I wasn't the fastest, wasn't the quickest, wasn't the strongest, wasn't the toughest. Like, I was the guy, that was just out there.
Yeah.
And I kind of always had that chip to just be like, Gabe, just put your head down, keep working, you'll get better, and you'll be in the position you want to be in, and you'll outlast a lot of these guys.
Right.
Again. So that was my whole mindset. I kept that mindset all the way throughout until college. Again, once I got to high school, I was doing well. I was doing really good. But everybody said I was too slow to play receiver at the next level.
Shit.
So
They
they recruited me as a tight end and stuff like that. I remember Coach Beckton at UCF came to one of my high school games, and I was playing receiver. I had 5 receptions, 225 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Federal.
And after the game, he comes up and he goes, yeah, you ain't no tight end, you're a receiver.
Right.
And I was like, that's when I knew, like, okay, like, I got someone to believe in me that school that I want to go to that believes I'm a receiver. Boom, did that. And then again, the same thing happened coming into the league. Is Gabe fast enough to play receiver at the next level?
I remember you were talking about that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then obviously, I averaged 17 yards a catch.
Yes, sir.
I got one of the longest touchdowns in Bills history.
You doing it.
And it's just like, I feel like I always prove people wrong, and whatever is said about me, I just add that to the list, and keep that in my mind when it comes to work, or when it comes to times I don't feel like getting up, and it comes to times where I'm tired, or my body aches. It's like, you just got to think of those moments when people doubt you. Just got to push through it and keep going.
That stuff can fuel your fire.
Hell yeah. And I think sometimes in football, like, we nitpick at too much. Like, is he big enough? Is he fast enough? And something that Bert said about you was like, yo, you can't measure his heart. And that's something, you can't measure someone's heart. So it's just like you going through that process. Like, maybe you weren't the biggest or the strongest or the fastest, but you outworked everyone. And your routine and your longevity was the reason why you're able to be so successful, which is a lot of people can't stay the course.
Yeah.
So it's like you're able to do that and go to UCF for 3 years, start as a true freshman, and then junior year you balled and snapped and declared and did your thing. So like that by itself, like your routine speaks for itself.
Yeah, no, I was never like satisfied with where I was at. I felt like there was always more I could bring to the table, and I feel like a lot of guys get satisfied, or they get big too early, and maybe they feel like they can relax a little bit, and people forget that there's only 1,700 players in the NFL.
That's a bar.
You know what I'm saying? There's only 1,700, and in the United States, it's like 330 million people. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of the approach I take at it. It's like, this ain't gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to sacrifice literally everything, because again, we bring back that number, 1,700 players, and all of them not even playing.
So minuscule.
All of them aren't even playing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a whole different lifestyle.
You gotta live that life.
You got to.
Like you said, you gotta be about that life, bro. Because like you said, 1,700, and that's not even including active roster people.
Not even including them.
People who dress up on game day actually run routes.
That's what I'm saying. And people too, like, people compare themselves to others too, because some people don't have to work at all and they're still there. Some people got the talent that can get them to the league. It won't last them in the league, right? It'll even if they are, great players, like there's a certain time where that talent gonna run out.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people try to compare themselves to others and they can work like this guy because he's in the league and he's doing this, but it's like nah, bro, like you're not at his level at all. Like you have to put way more time in than he does.
Facts.
You have to put in 100 more hours a week than he does, and he still might be better than you.
Some
You know
people
what I'm
just
saying?
got it
Right.
naturally.
Yeah,
You can't,
some
you
people
can't
got
help
it
that.
naturally.
Yeah.
You just can't. But again, you got to stay that course and be consistent because I don't know. Maybe by year 9 or 10, he'll be falling down and you'll just be getting up. Like you never know.
For you, how important is it to you to like you said, not compare yourself to everyone else and stay in your own lane and focus on your routine?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough just because you see what comes with this lifestyle. You see what comes with the money. You see the Instagrams and you see people are here doing this, doing that, and we're all human, bro. We all want to do that. Like, you think I don't want to be out there and Bora hanging out at the beach, bro, posting pictures, you know what I'm saying? I done did it, but it's like that's not where I'm at right now. Like, could I go do it? Yeah, but it's like I'm not even in any position to be able to go and do that. So why? So why go do it? What am I celebrating? Maybe get a second contract. Or something.
Might go celebrate a little bit.
Hey, might go out there for a couple days. Take the fam out there.
Sir.
But it's like I don't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just got to remember. And there's a lot of people. I mean, there's people again that too. Like I said, we can bring it back to the people who. There's people that really don't put in as much time as you, and they still got way more than you do. And it's like you got to kind of separate yourself from that because that'll make you unhappy.
Yes, it will.
Like there was times where I was like that, like I was getting unhappy because it was like, man, I'm putting in all this time, putting all this work, and it's like I'm still getting down. I'm like, this person don't got to do nothing, man. All these people, man, they got it all. Like a lot of them got it all, So it's just trying to find that balance mentally because. I mean, that's been the biggest talk for the past couple of years is the whole mental thing, man. It's like you realize how big it is once you get here. Like you got to learn how to, disconnect from so much and just focus on what you got going on. Because again, being that 9-year-old boy, like where I came from, it's like I'm sitting here, in this house and doing these things for my family and everything. It's like it's a blessing. But it's like for some reason I still want more, and you just got to find a way to, at the end of the day, still be satisfied with what you have because it's a lot.
Yeah.
So just trying to find
being
that
where your feet are,
balance.
enjoying what you got.
Enjoying what you got. Like, of course you see what everybody wants, and that's what you're working towards. You're working to get there. But again, like you said, one step in front of you, you know what I'm saying? Like each day, take each day, one day at a time. So that's the biggest thing for me is I just got to take one step.
Yeah.
And that's a winner's mentality. And just, I always tell people still to this day, I swear to God, bro, like you're one of the most hardest working people I've ever been around. And I've been around some dogs, but bro, like you're top echelon, top number one, like one of the hardest workers I've ever seen in my life. Like, for example, all throughout college, when Bert was down in Orlando training the combine guys, you would skip spring break and go down there and train with those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people that we were on spring break partying, you know what I'm saying? And those are the sacrifices that, you made to get to the level that you were at. So throughout that process and, you making those sacrifices, how important, like what drove you to be like, I got to do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to go get it right now. Like, I'm not going to go spring break. Like, being around those NFL guys, getting that training, that's what I need to do. What?
I don't know. It's just I understood it. Like, I knew, like, Gabe, you're not where you want to be for a reason. So it's like you got to put the time and you got to put the work in now to be able to live a happy life after. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, not saying I wasn't happy at the time, but it was like I was pulling up to Disney at 14, 15 years old. I was seeing, Cargo coming out in his all black Lambo. You know what I'm saying? I was seeing Saquon coming up there, looking like a tree, and I'm like, yo, I don't look like that. Yo, I was looking at that, I'm like, yo, I got to do something. I'm like, I'm not as fast as these guys. I'm not as big as these guys. I'm nowhere near these guys. And
Right.
at the end of the day, I was still, 5 years younger than 5, 10, 6, 7, 8 plus years younger. But it was still like I was comparing myself to them people now, and I was like, I got to get to where they're at now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I kind of gave me a little unrealistic kind of look at it when it came to like I'm nowhere near these guys' level at all. Even though I still had years to grow and time, was on my side, but it was like I just knew that there's work that needs to be done, and whenever I have time to be able to go be around the best. I'm gonna be around the best, like the whole saying. Show me your 5 friends, and I'll show you where you be in 5 years. Kind of a deal. So it was like I'm gonna be around the best guys to give me the best opportunity to play for the best league, the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Bert because when I met Bert, you were still super young, and he was talking about you.
Yes.
like he was like, this dude Gabe, bro, he's
telling you,
serious.
he's the
Like
one.
he's gonna go to UCF. Like he's a monster. And like to have somebody that believes in you that much before you're even there is so inspiring. Like it's so beautiful to have that person. You know, you got that support system behind you. So I want to give a shout out to him because I remember vividly, like I was chilling with him and he was like, yo, this dude Gabe, he's serious. And like to see that you're still working with him to this point, like is beautiful. So like what does he mean to you as your trainer?
I mean, Bert means everything. You know, Bert saw the work that I put in again when I showed up to Disney when I was probably like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. So he was like, he you know, he gives you that spill like he knows, you know what I'm saying? Bert, you know what he be talking about, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I've been around this guy, I did this, I did that, you know what I'm saying? I done seen what it looks like, you know, you got it. And it was just a guy I knew that would, if I wanted to work, he was there, and he would hold me to that standard that I set at a young age. So when there was times I was kind of not feeling it, even though I was still doing it, like there was times, you know, he would just keep reminding me on, you know, what the mission is, what the goal is. And, you know, Bert gets a lot of crap now because he's here with me now, and everybody thinks that, oh, he's only with you because you got this, and that. It's like, bro, he was with me when I didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't a guarantee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was helping me out when it wasn't a guarantee. Like you can sit here and say like, oh, he knew that you were going to, like, no, nobody knows, man. Anything could have happened. You know what I'm saying? Anything could have happened. So it's like he sacrificed his time for me and a lot of stuff for me to be where I'm at today. And, you know, I got nothing but love and appreciate him. And again, we all know how Bert is.
Yeah, man.
We know the type of work he is. We know the type of person he is. And we see why, you know, I'm still with him to this day.
And if I'm you, it's just like, you know, I think just being around like the league guys and playing in the league, just like your routine is everything. And like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like the work you've been putting in with Bert, you know what I'm saying, has got you here and is going to continue, your games continue to get better and better. So it's just like, you know, keeping him around, that's only going to be part of the formula. It's a winning formula. Because, you know, just like anything, Bert's going to get the best out of you. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I can always say. Bert's 100% going to get the best out of you. He just has that. He has that demeanor, that mentality. Like he just pushes you.
Yeah, like if you tell him you want to be a Hall of Famer, you want to be great. Oh, it's like, all right, we're gonna sacrifice
we
all
gonna
this
do that.
to be able to do that.
We're gonna see if you're really about that life.
Yeah, if you ain't about it and you don't want to do it, we'll be here from 9 to 12.
You're right. You eating that shit? You don't want to be a fucking Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you fat as hell. What are you doing, bro?
Right,
like, what
exactly.
are you doing? You're eating Zaxby's and saying you want to have 5% body fat.
That's holding you accountable.
Holding you accountable. Does he do it in an aggressive way sometimes? Yeah, he does, and a lot of people can handle that. Like that's what I tell him.
Right.
That's his weakness. Like he coaches everybody as if they're alphas. And it's like there's different ways you gotta.
But listen to what he's
people.
saying, not the, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Not the tone.
100%.
Listen to what he's saying.
Listen to what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, but there's different ways you got to express it to certain people to get the best out of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because there are people that are great that aren't going to be alpha people. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, all you got to do is find a way on how to get into them mentally to make them know that you're on their side at the end of the day and it's all love, and you can get those guys to be able to jump on board with you and then still be able to perform at a high level.
Yeah,
It's facts.
sure.
So you being drafted in the 4th round, going to the Bills, drafted in the 4th round, obviously you're going to have to earn your way on your reps, you know, and throughout the season, Cole got hurt. You ended up stepping up playing. And then when you came back, you ended up playing even more because you knew all the positions. So you ended up playing, I think, like 73% of the offensive snaps as a rookie, right? How important was that for you to learn all those positions and be a sponge so when your opportunity came, you make the most of your reps, right? Because as you know, bro, being a 4th round receiver, and you got drafted to a really good receiver room. So it's like, yo, I got to earn everything I can get, you know what I'm saying, walking into a situation. So it's like for you, learning all those positions, why was that so important for you in your maturation process as a receiver?
Yeah, well, I knew I was so they wanted me to learn Z. I think I was going to be behind Steph at the time. So when I first got drafted, told me to learn Z. We get out there, I was doing well. They're like, okay, we may need you to back up Smoke at the X. I was like, all right, cool. Then something happened to Cole. He's like, hey, do you think you can learn F? And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm still making plays about this.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, Dave, like, if y'all, Dave's, I mean, he got 200-something plus just NASCAR plays alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not even huddle calls. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So then I'm continuing to kind of make plays and be consistent. And he goes, hey, we want to run 4 wide. What do you think about learning the wide?
Why?
And I'm like, Coach, I wish y'all would have told me this a month ago.
Earlier,
and I
right.
could have learned all of them. But I learned every single position, and it was easier than I thought. Even though with the amount of plays that gets called, it was still pretty good. And again, like, it was good for me because obviously it gave me more opportunity to get out on the field. If somebody got hurt or something happened, like, they can find a way to put me out there to be able to go out there and make more plays, this and that. And my rookie year was great. I learned a lot. I had a lot of, like you said, the receiver room was packed. I had great people around me who was around great players and who are great players. So it was definitely a great opportunity for me.
Tell me about that preparation that even went into that, to learning all those positions. Like, bro, people don't understand how smart you have to be to play football.
Yeah.
Let alone play receiver, like the audibles, you know what I'm saying, bro?
All the checks, all the leverage, like there's just so much that goes into it. Like looking at the defense, if this guy comes, I'm running this. If this guy comes, like if his leverage is this, like what is the preparation behind that?
Let alone knowing 3 positions.
Yeah, so for me it was, so I would write every single play on note cards. And I would just constantly go through those or whatever. So, but when I was out there, and I was still out there in Cali training, and I had all them note cards, and I was still doing that. Me and Bert, after we were done training, we would go to the house, and I would get a whiteboard, and he would sit there with those note cards, and he would call out the play, and I would write up the whole play, and then I'd write up every single route for every single play. And that's what we did after workouts, like basically every day.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it was like constant, just like keep going over it, keep drawing the same stuff, keep going so you can know. Because again, it's easier to do it in AC when you're under the roof and you're just sitting there drawing them up. But when you get out there,
the bullets
you guys,
flying.
the bullets flying. You got somebody yelling at you or something. You like, you still gotta be locked in. So again, it was just constantly going through it, and then being able to, and then once we got together and once we started running through it, it just all came together. Real
And
simple.
you know too, bro, playing fast is the key to being successful. Like, you can't be out there thinking. The game's too fast. You're not gonna make any plays.
Yeah, and that's my biggest thing too. It's like everybody looks at these guys like, oh, he runs a 4.2, he runs a 4.3, blah blah. But it's like, but is he thinking though?
How quick does he process
Is
it?
he thinking though? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a 20-word play, you know, with an alert on it, and he's sitting there thinking out there, is he running 4.2 or is he running 4.6 now because he doesn't know what he's doing?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's cool to be fast and everything, but it's like, and that's the thing too. It's like, you got all these fast people. It's like, but you look at all the greats. It's like, not all of them were super fast.
Yeah.
Like,
Twos
all
or
the guys
fours,
that you're talking right now were not that fast. And y'all
You're right.
still be hyping this fast
They put
stuff
so
up.
much into that, like
So much
40,
emphasis on
and
it.
it's like, bro, if a dude can play football, he can play football.
He can play.
Like, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the clip of Brandon Bean watching run a 4.5. He was like, oh, I'm so glad he ran that. Because it's like, he knows he can get me later. You know what I'm saying? If I was out there running 4.3, Gabe might have been out of there.
Right. But you happy you in your situation now.
Exactly, man. I love my team. I love my players. You know, Josh, again, like, there's not a lot of great quarterbacks. And Josh is a great quarterback.
He's a monster.
He's a monster. So to be with a guy like that and then have another guy aside of me like Diggs at the other position that is, again, a dog and just a whole different type of mentality. And a lot of people don't understand him. Like, he's not a diva. You know what I'm saying? Diggs ain't a diva. He's a winner. He's a winner.
Simple.
He wants to win. And he gets into that mode, and it's a different type of mode. But again, you don't expect people to understand that because not a lot of people are winners either, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you see Diggs and the way he's acting, you know, everyone would say he's putting on charades or something. Like, nah, bro, that's just him.
He just cares.
Locked in. He just cares. He's
He's got
passionate
that
about it.
mindset.
He's got that
like,
mindset. Diggs
I'm
works.
here.
Like, Diggs is a worker. So a lot of people don't understand that.
And you should be pissed when you don't get the results that you want.
You
should be
be.
like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how everybody should be. Like, we tell, like, this is what we tell 17. Like, 17, if there's certain things we're not doing right, bro, you can let us know. You can be a little asshole about it, too. We don't really care. Because guess what? The same standard you hold us to, we going to hold you to that same standard.
For sure.
So it's like, if there's a standard in the room, let's make it a standard. But if this is how we going to run it, let's run it that way and let's be consistent. Because I'm not worried about getting cussed at if I do something wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I know I'm gonna get my, I don't want to get my lick back one of these days. Hey, you mess up? Yeah, what?
I'm on you.
Yeah.
Right.
You better get this right now.
1,000%.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it was just stuff like that. But again, I'm around a bunch of guys who want to win.
That's a championship standard, bro.
It's a championship
Just what you're
standard.
talking, like,
Yeah.
bro, that's championship
It
standard,
looks crazy.
bro.
It looks crazy from you know, outside in, but from us, it's just like, hey, we just trying to win.
People who aren't winners can't understand that.
Yeah, we just trying to win,
You know what I'm
and that window for every team closes.
It's so small. Yep.
You know what I'm
you're
saying? That
100%
window was
right.
small, and we got all the pieces. We just got to put it together. So
For sure. You had games in the league already where you have gone federal.
Stupid.
Like, I'm watching you on TV like, yo, he's going dumb. Obviously, the Kansas City game where you went crazy, but even like, because like, you chill. Like you like as a person,
Laid
you like
back.
laid back, you chilling. But I know when you on the field, you a killer.
Yeah.
Describe that.
So it's funny. I'll tell a quick story about the Pittsburgh game. So I remember it was third and on what 3rd and 2? Oh no, 3rd and 8. But we're 3rd and 10 or something. We were on 2-yard line, whatever. And I remember I heard Dorsey go, "We're gonna run blah blah blah," and that means I got the post or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, this man trying to make something happen.
Right.
Get it, whatever. Boom, touchdown. Right, score 98 yards. It's crazy. Then all of a sudden we go run the play where I caught the one-hand ball. So Josh goes, I don't care where Mika's at, I'm throwing it up. I go, okay, cool.
Love that.
So all right, since I know that, I'm like, Gabe, you better make the most out of this because this,
Right.
I don't get a lot of opportunities.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right,
saying? So I'm
right.
like, you better make the most out of this one. So I saw the ball in the air and it was like slow motion, man. I just saw it, and then Mika played great defense. He had my arm locked, so he put his arm over mine, so I couldn't get this left hand up. So I'm like, damn, I gotta make it with the non-dominant joint. I'm like, I gotta make it over here with the right. So I just stick that joint up, man. I close my eyes, I open them, and all of a sudden I got 2 hands on the ball, ripping it out of his arms, and I was just like, you see it in the Kansas City game too. Like, it's like being able to make those plays in such like high pressure, high situations like that against great players. It's like you just sit there sometimes, you're just like, man, god damn, like this is everything I wanted, man.
Yeah.
This is everything I wanted
Since
to do.
that
You know what I'm
9-year-old
saying?
kid.
Yeah, and it's like it kind of just hits me every single time I'm doing something like that, because it's just like it's such a blessing.
Those crunch time moments, right?
Those crunch time moments, it's just it's such a blessing. And I feel like when it comes to when the pressure's on and it's time to sit there and make plays when it count the most, I feel like I perform better.
And it's now that you said that, me and Bert actually were talking a couple of days ago, and we were talking about the Nest Street.
Yeah, Nest Street.
Right, and they did the evaluation on your brain, and they were saying Gabe performs at a very high level at high pressure situations.
Man, what's this machine? I need to
Yeah,
get
bro, it's
into that.
crazy.
Like,
Yeah, no, it's crazy,
Nah,
bro.
it's dope.
I know they're
It's
gonna
dope.
tell me,
And
I'm
they
a
were able,
dog.
and they're able, like, I think he was like, they told you need more sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was just saying, like, Gabe is one of those guys, he performs in the crunch time. And there's not a lot of guys built like that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Being for the moment is very hard. So for you, like, how, like, that's just something you love, or that's just something that's natural for you?
Yeah, I think it's natural because, again, like, I had a plan A and that was it, from when I was young. So I feel like I always had that on me to be able to perform because I knew at the end goal where I wanted to be at, and I feel like the pressure of me making that play wasn't as much as the pressure of me making it to the league, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? The consistency of that. I don't think those are at the same level just because of the circumstances, because I feel like that was the only way I could take care of the people I want to take care of. And for me, like, if you got a plan B, you're planning to fail.
Yeah,
Like,
I say the same
and
thing.
a lot of people say have a plan B, and I get that whole thing. If that's how you feel good, if you're successful with it, cool.
Yeah.
But for me, I just feel like it doesn't work. For me, it just wouldn't have worked. If I had a plan B and I can be like, man, if this don't work, I can. The day I got up and I was tired, I was like, man, I still got this at the end of
Yeah.
the day.
Right.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I still got the backup. But for me, it was like, nah, I'm all in. So whatever we got to do, this is what I'm doing. And I feel like that's what motivated me to be able to, because again, the confidence comes from the work too. Like, if you're putting in the work and you're putting in the time, you're confident when it's time to party. Because Sunday's a party. That's all it is.
I love
so
that.
Because you put the work in throughout the week.
exactly. Bees will say it every single Sunday. It's time to party.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, it's time
sure.
to party, and that's what it is. And you're going against guys who do the same thing as you. If not, if they do or don't, at the end of the day, you still got to go against them and compete. And shit, sometimes you're gonna lose some of them who don't got to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like, it is what it is. But that consistency gonna keep you up there, and you're gonna outlast all of them, I think, in the end.
Yes, sir.
I know you don't like to talk about, we just brought up the Kansas City and we brought up the Steelers, like, and you said in one of your interviews, like, oh, I don't like to talk about the past. Like, I'm over that, right? So we're going to talk about what's coming up, right? What are your, like, expectations for this Bills team? Because y'all are so damn good and y'all are right here, like, obviously, seconds away. Like, what are y'all expectations for yourself? Like, the standard that you guys hold yourselves to for this season coming up?
So with the pass thing, my thing is like, everyone wants to ride with you when you riding high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, but as soon as you hit, your rock bottom, or you perform less than what you have, in the, everyone dogs you about it. So it's like, when it comes to certain stuff, it's like, don't even bring it up, yo, because you'll be the same person talking bad about me if something bad happens.
100%.
You'll be the same person that's sitting here dogging me, and you got my mom out here stress calling me, talking about why all these people talking about my baby.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? And I got family members saying, hey, don't listen to them, Gabe. Like, so it's like, I don't even want to. Like, I honestly don't. I mean, I had deleted my Twitter. Like, I had deleted my Twitter. I had turned the comments off my Instagram, everything, because it was just like, people are coming at you negative for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they don't even know who you are, what you're about, or what you do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's like people just in my comments in March talking about a game in September.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm just like, why are y'all sitting here dogging me for no reason? Like, I'm not even
Yeah.
playing right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was a whole 6-7 months ago. Like, no one, I don't care how tough you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. You do not want to constantly sit here and be reading negative thoughts about you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there are positive thoughts, don't get me wrong. But it's like, I don't want to sit here and keep reading this crap, like reading bad stuff about me for no reason.
100%.
Like, just dumb stuff. And it's like, people always want to sit here and talk about us, as if we ain't people too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I hate, like, I love Dak. Dak's my guy. They always want to dog Dak.
Yeah.
For what? It's like, that dude's the greatest human being in this world. You know what I'm saying? For what he does for the community and how he is as a person. I always got love and respect for him. It's like, people dog him. People they just dog everybody.
Yeah. Because a lot of the times they see athletes as like objects. It's
Yeah.
like they almost don't see y'all as people. And that's one of the reasons why we started this podcast, like this platform. So when y'all get on here, they can kind of see like,
Who you
oh,
are.
damn, Gabe's actually like a human. Like, he's actually like a cool dude. Like, he's actually chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I shouldn't have commented blase on his picture. You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, you're a human. Now, if you was an asshole and you got on there and they comment something, then it might give me a reason. But I'm saying,
right.
it's better that they get to like see Gabe the person on here. You know what I'm saying? So that's like one of the big reasons why we started it, because I see it. You know, I work with Say, so I see like when he has a good game, when he has a bad game. Like, I be seeing what the people say, and I'm like, if y'all knew him, like if y'all met him, y'all be like, he's a good dude. Like, I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah,
you know
you
what
want
I'm
nothing
saying?
but for success for those type of people.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? And it's like, again, I feel like it doesn't get said enough, but it's like, and people don't care at the end of the day. They don't give a damn what I'm saying, bro. let me go out there and do something, and they gonna still be, let any of us go out there and do something, right?
Right.
Josh is MVP one day, the next he's the worst quarterback in the
quarterback,
NFL. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, bro, he's a great quarterback.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's a great person. He loves a lot of people and does a lot of good for people. And it's like, but y'all sit here and just dog us all the time. You think people want to hear it? And then if we say something back, we bark back. Then it's
You in
like
the wrong.
we in the wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what comes with the position. It's like, nah, bro, that's not what comes with the position. You shouldn't be able to be out here just talking reckless about people. And because it's not only about us, it's about our families too. Like,
Yeah,
our families are involved because they see this stuff and they don't want their family being talked about like that. And it's like, that's what constantly is being pushed. But back to what you said about with the Bills and our mindset this year, I feel like for us it's just, again, like I said, we have the pieces, we got to put them together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And for us, it's just taking it one game at a time. I mean, I feel like not looking at one game bigger than another.
Yeah.
Taking it day by day, staying healthy. Obviously, last year was huge because a couple guys were getting hurt some weeks. We lost Vaughn.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff like that. I mean, Josh had hurt his elbow. So I had an eye ankle sprain that I was dealing with all last year.
That's the worst.
It's the worst.
It just
you know what I'm
nags you
saying?
all season,
Just
bro.
nags you. So it's like I felt like I was missing a step. But again, being healthy and then again just taking it day by day. Just trying to figure it out. We got. I'm really interested to see how this year goes too, because we got McDermott. He's calling the plays. Yeah. And I love to mess with McDermott, man. So it's like to see him doing that is gonna be fun to watch because, he's a competitor. He wants to win. You can trust McDermott with anything.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, I'm really excited to see what he has to do because it's him calling the shots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's him calling the shots.
Right.
And that's the type of pressure he wants. That's what he wants on him, though, because he knows he can handle it because he's going to put the work in and put the time in to be able to execute in those big time situations. So it's going to be a fun year.
So going through that process and like you were talking about even before, like the standard that you guys hold yourself to, I think to have a championship style team, I was blessed enough to be on some teams in college. Like the culture was just so big. Like the culture was just so good to the point where just like you know, if the culture is just like that and everyone loves each other and everyone's bought in and everyone's on the same page, you can only win. Like, how is the Bills culture, you would say, from your standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, the culture's great. I mean, we've been playing with each other now for, I mean, some of these guys have been playing with each other for, 5-6 years.
Right.
Like, I've been playing with them for going on year 4 now with most of them. So, I mean, it's there. We all love each other. It's like, I mean, you saw what I have upstairs. Like, people come to my house. It's not just the offense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting special teams guys. I got defensive players. I have some offense, but like we all are together. Like, it doesn't matter what side of the ball you play on. Like, usually that's how it is. Like, most defense teams with defense, offense teams with offense. Specialists kind of in their own little deal. But no, we're all together. We all hang with each other. We're all tight with each other, and it's good. Like, we have a great coach. Like, this is probably everyone who comes here. It's like a lot of guys. Like, I know Jordan Phillips. Like, he left. I know I think he went to Arizona, and then he ended up coming back because he's just like, there's no place better. You know what I'm saying? There's no place better than Buffalo when it comes to the culture of the team and how everything's set up there. Like, it's perfect.
Because I think, oh, my bad, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I know people that work for the Bills and they rave about the organization. They rave about being in the building. Like, it seems like everyone from like the owner down to like the people that work in the cafeteria, down to the people that work in the locker room, to the players, like everybody loves being there. Like, that's the only thing I've ever heard. I've never been there, but like that's the universal word. So like,
Buffalo don't got that much. So
right.
Hey, you got that nice facility over there.
We were like, hey, shit out here.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's a great environment. Like, it's perfect. Like, the way it's set up and the people that we have in there is just like, we have a very unique staff, and it's great. Like, no one dislikes each other. Like, everything, goes with everything. So I feel like it's special.
Because at that point, it's not work. It's like, bro, I love what I do. I love getting up. I love seeing my dogs. It's just like, bro, this ain't work. This, you know what I'm saying? It's
because
fun.
I see my dogs, and they feel the same type of. They feel the same type of way.
Yep.
So it's like, I know that I can get there, and it's just some sort of comfort to me. Just obviously not being on year 4 too, being in the same building, but being out of the guys that I've been fighting with for the past couple of years is always great.
And I think those are the things that, like you said, like the fans or other people don't see, like how close you guys are, and like those are some of the little intricate things that make a winning team or a championship team. So it's just like the fact that you guys are that close already is just like, bro, you guys are right there. So it's like you guys can only win.
Yeah, only win.
And going off of that, describe your relationship with Josh. So he's like, when you came in, obviously you weren't the number one guy, right? You had Knox, you got Diggs, you had Cole, but now I would say you're in that conversation as being one of his favorite targets. You know what I'm saying? Describe that relationship and how that grew from your rookie year till now. Bro, like, your stats speak for themselves. Your production speaks for itself. So, obviously you're one of his favorite targets. So just describe that process.
Luckily me and Josh are, basically kind of like the same type of person. Like, we all like the same stuff.
He's hilarious.
We got
too.
we got the same kind of jokes. We obviously we do all the stuff that we do, like, outside of football. We all love doing. So that was easy. For him to be able to trust me, I just knew wherever I needed to be, in any concept or anything, that's where I was gonna be. I wasn't gonna, freestyle anything or do something that maybe puts him a little bit out of his comfort zone. I'm like, let me just be where this guy knows I'm supposed to be, and everything else will fall into place. So that was my biggest thing, was just being able to, again, understand the details of each route and being able to be in the best position for him to feel comfortable to give me the ball in those tough times. I mean, he did it. He did it in the Cincinnati game. Like, it was cover 2. I ran a go, and he knew that I was going to be there, and he put it right over Eli Apple's head, and I was able to get the big first for a first down. And we did that. Me, him, and Cole had a system my rookie year. I mean, dude, I probably scored. I had 2 called back. I could have had 6 touchdowns just by running hole shots.
He's just throwing it.
Yeah, with 2-man concept, because Cole would run an option route. He'd break out the corner. The corner would jump it because Josh would pump it, and then I'd hit him over top. And we did that all year. We did that all year, and it was like just being able to have that trust in me to know that a young guy's gonna know what to do in these situations I feel like it was what gave him probably, the most confidence to know that he can throw me the ball, and I'll come down with it.
And that trust, does that come from seeing the way you prepare, right? And then, like, does that come from the plays that you make, or like how does that trust formulate over time?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, that's the thing too. Like, when it comes to the work, I want guys to know that the process is obviously the toughest part, right? being prepared, getting ready, off-season workouts, this and that. So I want to make sure that when it's stuff that we don't really want to do, that's when Gabe is going his hardest to let them know that, bro, you guys can trust me whenever, like, it's time to go out there and party. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm out here doing it when no one wants to do it. I'm out here doing all the dirty work. And, being able to show them that you can trust me to be the player you need me to be. And I feel like that comes with the work. And then also, me coming down with a lot of balls and making a lot of big plays and being able to, again, like I said, we can talk about the Kansas City game again. Like, that was my second year in the NFL, and no one has ever done that before.
Yeah.
And
that shit was
History, bro.
crazy.
And that just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So
Right.
anyone who's smart, anyone knows, like, okay, that is there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now we just have to figure it out and put it together.
For
Like,
sure.
those performances are there. Again, we just have to, get together and figure out how we can make that, 4 is a little much.
Right.
Make it a regular occurrence that
yeah,
he gets,
yeah.
more than more than
Right.
4 targets a game kind of a
Right.
deal. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Being able to do that. But yeah, I feel like the work and, again, making plays has made him, confident in me.
Bro, I didn't realize how much of a deep threat you were, bro. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, and looking at your stuff, like, bro, you caught some very long touchdown passes, like, week after week after week, just like, that's trust in itself, like, being like, let me just throw it up there and let my guy go make a play.
Oh, yeah, I was clearing out for all them other joints down there that was working on the good routes. I was just clearing that joint out. They were like, oh, shit, hold on now.
Right.
The safety jumped there. Oh, okay, I'm going to throw that
I'm
joint
airing
deep.
that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been, because, that's what usually, the backside guy does. He's running more deeper stuff. And
Right.
I was able to get a lot of ops with that deep stuff. There were some plays that were literally made for me to run deep, and I was the first option and things. So, yeah, I was definitely the deep threat of the team for sure.
Yeah. Describe Josh, because like I've been around him and he's just like a clown. Like he's always joking around, he's always playing, but like on the field, he's just a monster. So describe, like, does he have that like switch where he just turns it on?
Yeah, Josh has a switch, man. It's like he can get locked in just like that, and that's how he is every Sunday. The weird thing is he throws up before every game.
For real?
Yeah, he throws up before every game.
Oh, my God.
On
Yeah.
purpose?
I knew that
On
doing
purpose.
college you used to do that, yeah.
On purpose, throws up before every game. And yeah, man, he's a competitor. He wants to win. No one wants to win more than him in those moments. So
Yeah.
he's definitely a guy that you want to be playing with because, you see the way he plays, you see the plays that he makes, how he extends plays, he's a running back and a quarterback. So
Right.
definitely a guy you want to have on your side.
How important was it for you to learn from Diggs and watch him work and the things that you took from him since you've been with him so far?
What I took from Diggs is don't do what Diggs does because Diggs does it way better than you. That's what I
real?
took. Yeah,
Jeez.
like Diggs is like his style of game is different than mine, and that's the thing too. Like when we talk about the comparison,
Right.
don't try to. I'm not going to try and be a Cole Beasley. I'm not going to try and be a Stefon Diggs. There's just things that those guys are better than me at. But the one thing I like from Diggs is how if Diggs messes up or does anything, Diggs is so good at like just separating that from his head. He's so good at to the point where he might blame me for why he probably dropped the ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he might blame me for something.
Right.
Like he's just so good at having amnesia.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that I need from him is learning how to separate myself from mistakes because no one's perfect. No one's perfect, and you have to understand that that's what comes with football, and that's what comes with life in general. So it's something that I, envy from him because he's so good at it. But again, Diggs is a great player, and he does a lot of stuff that I can't do, but I feel like there's strengths that I have that he can't do.
Right.
Yeah. Compliment.
Complement each other perfectly. So definitely a guy that I'm happy to be on the team with, and I probably couldn't have been with somebody better the past 4 years to have his team. I love him. That's my brother.
amazing.
So,
That's
he's
amazing.
awesome. Yeah,
You guys are chasing something, a concept that isn't real, perfection. Like
exactly.
You can't obtain it, but you strive for it every day.
Yeah, people think like that's the thing. It's like we're out here sacrificing so much to be able to go out there and do what we do. And like when stuff doesn't fall away, no one understands how hard it is for us.
And you're already hard on yourself.
Exactly. No one understands how hard it is for us to be able to try and bounce back from that. That's why it's good to have a team that we have, because everybody's there for each other, taking care of each other, and knows how it is. You know what I mean? Knowing that you ain't going to be perfect, knowing that there's going to be times where you're struggling. And it's just being able to have guys that can understand that are playing at the same level you are is special.
How are you? I wanted to ask you, how are you able to bounce back from maybe being what? Oh no, I said how are you able to bounce back from maybe being inconsistent in like your mental and like being able to get back on track, and like maybe you had a bad game or maybe you had 2 bad games or 2 good games? Like how are you able to bounce back from back and forth to make sure you stay even keel?
I feel like for me, it's again just the work that's getting put in through the week. So if I feel like I'm preparing the right way and doing everything right and doing everything I feel like I need to be confident in what I do, I feel like I'm all good. You know what I'm saying? Once the game's over and I'm at the house and I'm like the next day comes by, it's like, you know, kind of just it is what it is. It's on to the next week. Like I feel like Baltimore game was kind of rough for me a little bit. And then I come back. I think Baltimore was for the Steelers game. And the Steelers game, I bounced back, and there's things off the field that I was dealing with too. You know, that no one knows about. That things that like we deal with our day-to-day lives. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life at the time. I mean, all last year really, that was kind of taking my focus off of ball, and it, you know, it is what it is. I feel like I learned a lot last year about myself and about, you know, football and what my priorities are, and this year will definitely be different for sure.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
When you look back like on your life and everything that you've been through, you know, what's one word or one phrase that kind of describes, you know, Gabe?
Me? I mean, I feel like we've been talking about this whole time, but it's like sacrifice. I did a activation series with Nestle, so like you go on the app and you can listen to, you know, Calvin Johnson's a big guy into it, and he has his activation series where he talks about how he transforms into Megatron, the guy that he is, right? And I feel like my whole thing was the sacrifice thing, because that's all I knew. Like I saw my mom, you know, come home from work, put her clothes in the washer, get them out of the dryer in the morning, wear the same thing every single day. I saw her sacrifice, you know, her appearance, her I mean, damn, happiness, because she had to work all them hours, you know, each and every week to be able to take care of us. I saw her sacrifice a lot for us. And it just made me feel like that is everything that I needed to do. So I feel like sacrifice is the biggest thing for me, just because that's all I knew. That's all I seen was what my mom did.
That's why you're gonna be great and gonna be one of the greats. Sacrifice.
It's important.
And another one of our stable questions, man, for the people watching, you know, the show is called Second Wind, and we want people that are watching this to take something away from your story and whoever else comes on the show. So for the people watching, what advice would you give to them about, you know, catching their second wind, or just any advice that you would just share to anyone that wants to be the next Gabe Davis, or, you know, play in the league or whatever?
Yeah. I say it again. Like I said it at the beginning, I feel like, because that's what I got at the front of my gym, on my jersey. It's, you can be anything you want in this life. You know, the real question is, what are you going to do to sacrifice for it? And it's all on you at the end of the day. Like, you got to look in the mirror every single day and realize what you're not doing in order to be better.
Facts.
And a lot of people point the finger at everybody else on why they're not where they want to be. It's like, that ain't doing nothing but slowing you down, bro. You ain't gonna get where you want to get to, and now you're gonna be them 40-year-old dudes talking about how good you was in high school. And it's like,
Facts.
you gotta realize that the only thing stopping you from being where you want to be is you. If you give yourself, you know, if that's the only option you have, right? If that's the only way you think, like, there's no way you don't be successful, because now you hold yourself to a certain standard every single day, because now it's all on you. It ain't on nobody else. It ain't on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? For me, like, being a receiver, it ain't on him to get you the ball, bro. You got to put yourself in the best position for him to get you the ball. Just have that mindset, and don't go point the finger at everybody else.
Point the thumb.
Yeah, point the thumb.
You can only
back
blame
at
yourself.
Only blame yourself, and no matter what. So that's what I feel like people should take away.
Beautiful answer, bro.
Yeah, bro. Man, we want to tell you, bro, That interview was fire.
Fire.
Like we really,
Thank
for
you,
real,
bro.
bro. Like
For
we
real,
want to tell you,
man.
we really appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
For real, man.
camp's around the corner, bro. You made some time for us. You know what I'm
course.
saying?
I
We
really
had to come out
appreciate
here,
that, man.
drive all the way to Buffalo.
Jay Mills was cool with me, you know,
Yeah.
when I was out there. When I wasn't doing it.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir. That's
saying?
my
So it's like,
guy,
yeah, I gotta
man.
make time for my guy.
That's
you
my
feel
guy,
me?
So,
So,
man, I appreciate that. Second
Yeah.
Win family, man.
Please like, comment,
subscribe. Tell your auntie, tell your
please,
grandma,
man.
tell your pet fish, tell
A man was
anybody
dropping
you
gems.
know.
Please listen.
Dropping gems. We got Mr. Gabe Davis
Big,
on the
another
show.
big season for him individually and team wise, man. Can't wait for you to do your thing and you guys go get that Lombardi trophy.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
sir.
It's
Second
on
Win
the way.
family. We out.
Appreciate
Gang.
it.